Morning all, how the devil? Welcome to this somewhat sombre Remembrance Day episode of your favourite and only BBC News Roundup, the BBC Spews. Quite a lot to cover this week. First things first, I'm going to have special guest videos which aren't on the BBC because I'm so enraged. Yeah, the Angry Bootneck is particularly angry today. My piss was boiling away in my bladder. It almost burned through my midriff and leaked out. Perhaps that will be my next excuse when I drink 15 cans and piss the bed. Maybe. That's not a bad one, is it? This video was taken this morning from veterans attempting to access the Cenotaph. The Cenotaph, which was very accessible when 50,000 communists were smashing the shit out of London, but now, well, because pleasant old men who served their country wish to pay the respect to the people that fought the Nazis, yeah, the thousands of teenagers that died, cut down in the prime to fight Nazis, real ones, not the fucking pretend ones that the kids keep talking about. Yeah, you're a Nazi, I'm a Nazi, we're all Nazis now. Anyone who isn't a communist is a Nazi, right? Not those ones, the real ones. The insane one-bollocked ones, yeah? The, like, goose stepping and painting, yeah? Proper, full-on Nazis. Kids died fighting them, and these fuckers don't allow you to remember them. So let's just watch what happens to this Highland Fusilier or Scots, whatever he is, attempting to pay his respects down in London.
Whoa! Oi! Oi! What the fuck?
Yeah, PC rat bastard pushes him over because he seemed to stumble a little bit while he's walking. He's fucking 70 and he's carrying bagpipes and blowing the shit out of them. And I don't know if you've ever blown the bagpipes, but it's pretty hard work. Unacceptable in every way. It's the only civilised way I can put it, right? Without ripping my own head off in a fury and flinging it out the bastard window. Unacceptable.
Whoa! Oi!
It looks like he might have been trying to cut through to get to the Cenotaph and he aggressively shoved him away. There's no need for it. You put your hands on him, but you don't go fuck off. Despicable. Despicable. My contempt for the British government. You have to try and avoid labelling all the coppers that way because loads of coppers are alright. Some of them are little rat-faced Weasley cowards and that's why they join up in the first place. So they can bully people, probably because they got bullied at school. But I always shy away from condemning the police officers because some of them aren't like that. It's like any other profession. Loads of ex-military go in the police, or they used to. They used to. Some of them are rat-faced, cowardly bullies like that piece of shit there. But let's just now quickly have a look at their response to Black Lives Matter communists wrecking every fucking thing, sacking and looting businesses, and generally fucking up the entire country, even though the government and the police are pledged to protect the citizenry who pay their wages. Let's see how they act when they're not dealing with one 70-year-old pensioner who's blown out of his arse because he's carrying the fucking bagpipes. Let's see how they deal with a mob of communists, shall we?
Sir, you okay?
A mob of communists that have just stoved a copper's head in, by the way. Look.
Are you okay? Oh, come on! That's it! What's the
Good enough for him, isn't it? Good enough for him. Absolute cowardice. No enforcement of the law. As I keep saying, there is a new underclass in the United Kingdom. It's now an apartheid state, and it's based around class and colour. Jacob Rees-Mogg, he can do what he likes because he's got the right accent. Even as I've said before, Douglas Murray, as much as I like him, it annoys me on a personal level that Douglas Murray can say whatever he wants, right? Because that standards only apply to people that have a posh accent and went to a nice school. If you went to Oxford or Cambridge, you can argue the case. about the pitfalls of communism. If you're working class and you talk like me, you're not allowed. They'll arrest you. They will arrest you if you set every time Tommy Robinson steps foot outside his house. Agree with him or disagree with him. He's entitled to his opinion. Well, no, he isn't. He's not entitled to his opinion because he's part of the new underclass. He steps foot outside. They would arrest him if he was doing his fucking laundry. I don't know why, but they just love nicking him. So yeah, action replay quickly. Let's do a quick one just to sum up, because if I keep talking about it, my bladder will just completely boil off. It'll be like a burger boiler that you leave on overnight and you come in and it's totally empty. It'll just be like vaporised piss fucking coming out my nostrils and my ears, right? It'll just boil away. I'm so enraged about it. But let's have a quick action replay. Lone 70-year-old pensioner trying to pay his respects.
Whoa!
Fuck off. Gangs of communists wrecking the capital city. What more is it to say? I've made dozens of videos about it. I'll leave it there. We know what there is. We know what's gone on. The UK has been consumed. The government are in thrall to communist revolutionaries. And if you even think about playing the race card, every single one of them will shit themselves and go, quick, quick, go and arrest Tommy Robinson. What? 500,000 men gang raping children? Quick, go and arrest Tommy Robinson. That'll fix the problem. Yeah, cheers then. I'll tell you what, now I know why Martin Luther King is so revered. Because if he was charismatic and eloquent, and injustice makes you so angry, if he'd have turned the knobs and went from peaceful protests to let's just go fucking apeshit, America would have burnt to the ground. That's why he's respected, because people that are injustice makes people so angry, it's very easy to rile them up. And to see a nice old fella get treated like shit like that a month after they've just cowered in the face of communist thugs is enough to make me go, fuck it. It's really strange phenomena, that, isn't it? If someone like ISIS or Guy Fawkes or someone tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament, I'd be extremely outraged and upset about it. But if a fucking plumber from Leeds called Dave did it, I think I'd probably laugh. That doesn't mean I'm promoting violence, does it? I'm allowed to laugh, right? I'm not promoting violence. I'm just pointing out that if that was to happen, I would piss myself laughing at this point. And this is a man who's voted Conservative for the last fucking 12 years. You couldn't make it up, could you? The Conservative Party is left of like fucking, like I said, Macron, who isn't even a Conservative. They're just crazy. AOC would fit in with the current cabinet. Put AOC in Boris's cabinet and she'll fucking fit right in. It's unbelievable. So there's that. Now let's do some BBC shit. So Marcus Rashford welcomes school holiday support climb down. Obviously, of course he does, because he doesn't have to pay for it. You fucking do. Yeah, plumbers, window cleaners, bus drivers, you're feeding fucking fat chavs kids, and even though they've got flat screen TVs, iPhone 12s and Xbox fucking 360s. Yeah, totally reasonable, totally fair. Morbidly obese chavs, you're feeding their kids. Quality. I will say this though, contrary to what you might think, I actually think we should have just gave them the money in the first place. I think this whole debacle shows just how grossly incompetent and stupid and myopic the fat albinos incompetent government is, right? Because the human jellyfish with a blonde wig, we've literally spent about £1 trillion on shit because of the mishandling of the coronavirus. We spent like 20 billion on a track and trace app that doesn't even work, right? 20 billion compared to 20 billion, 400 million quid is a drop in the ocean. It's like you've spent £1 trillion, what's 400 million? And yet this dominated the headlines for 6 weeks. It was an enormous thing. The working classes love football. The MSM loves football as if they're the right colour. It was just a massive issue. A massive issue. The fact that Boris Johnson didn't just see that and think, you know what? It's a drop in the ocean. Literally a drop in the ocean. Well, not literally. Keep overusing that word. All them American YouTubers. Not literally a drop in the ocean, but it is the equivalent of one drop in an Olympic swimming pool to spend 400 million quid when you've already pissed hundreds of billions up the wall. The fact that he never had the common sense to just pay that as soon as it became an issue, as soon as he even heard Marcus Rashford was on Twitter, he should have went, give him the fucking money then. Don't piss money up the wall like a fucking drunk sailor in Las Vegas, yeah, my preferred option. Or, if you're gonna piss money up the wall like a drunk sailor in Las Vegas, have the common fucking sense to just piss one extra fleck of piss up the fucking casino wall when it's going to be a massive, massive issue all over the papers, pushed by the fucking footballers. Everyone's going to be talking about it for 6 weeks. You thick, fat, albino twat. I cannot believe it. They are grossly incompetent in every way. And again, it just vindicates what I've been saying, guys. You've been watching me for a few months now, most of you. I'm not voting Conservative ever again. I said after Boris Johnson caved on Churchill and Macron did a better job of defending the French, I am never voting Conservative ever again. I will see communists in 10 Downing Street to wreck things completely, right? Everyone can just drink rain and eat gruel for 4 years and finally get back to rebuilding the country after that. But they will never get a vote from me ever again. And if the 10 million Conservative voters in the UK all follow suit, we get a proper party and we demand a real patriotic, centre-right, actually conservative party emerge from the ashes to run the fucking country. Because these quasi-lefty, milquetoast, limp-wristed fucking jellyfish are useful for nothing. Boris Johnson is neither use nor ornament. He is just a saggy, shaggy mess. And he can fuck off. Moving on. Migrant crossings finally got more. Thank fuck for that. I thought the continent was running out. 8 migrants brought ashore by Border Force. Well, that was good of them. Yeah, we're running out. Make sure you bring them ashore, boys. It says 8 of them were brought ashore. Almost 100 made the journey in just 2 days. Fucking nice one. 7 men and 1 woman were seen huddled. Oh yeah, but let's get over that. We'll give you 2 sentences of facts. And now let's give you a gushing paragraphs about the deaths of a family. Look, Kurdish Iranians died. Shiva and his wife and his children. And the baby son is just 15 months old. Boo-hoo-hoo. Let's talk about that instead. Fuck the invasion. Fuck the fact that all of the already poor people in stinker states are going to be having to pull the puddings out even more to feed these fucking people. Let's just ignore all that and talk about the one of thousands that happens to have died. Also, it appears to have been written by a complete mong, because it says, the baby's son is just 15 months old, missing, presumed dead. Well, yeah, I think we could just say he's dead. How many 15-month-olds can swim 40 miles? What, do you think he's going to be better at the front crawl than Daddy? Fuck me. No one cares, BBC. Putting their ridiculous angle on everything. Let's not talk about the problem. For invasion, yeah, it doesn't matter. Gang rapes, fuck it. Who cares? What is a... Oh no, I did that last week. What is a... Yeah, well, we all know what that is. It's a load of bollocks. That's what that is. US election, I'm not going to cover too much. We all know, I've made my feelings plain. There's no point in contesting it. Trump won't get anywhere with his court cases. You don't get to win when the man is against you. Everyone was against him. MSM was against him. Silicon Valley was against him. Most of the Republican Party was against him. The Democrats were against him. I've told you, this is what's going to happen, same as the Tories in England. The working classes are once more going to have to dig out blind and grab it by the scruff of the neck and make change happen. And it'll probably have to get worse for another 5, 6, 7 years or whatever. But eventually it will happen. Hold to that thought and just get on with your life. Stay fit, look after your nearest and dearest, keep working, keep saving, live a frugal, stoic existence, and you'll be able to handle it. And let the crazy people fucking be about the business. They'll all start topping themselves left, right and Chelsea because they're all completely off their tits. And things will get better eventually. But it's going to have to get worse before it gets better. You don't get to beat the man. I'm not optimistic about that. You don't get to win. When everyone is against you, you don't get to win. This isn't fucking Helm's Deep. Right? The good guys don't get to win. Not yet. It is a total shit show. I did like this picture. Because, look, this bloke, street vendors, cashing in on it, yeah? Probably selling these to effete hipsters with 6-figure bank accounts who pretend to be liberal. First of all, the guy on the left basically looks like Mike Pence. That's fucking Mike Pence, that. He's got the same fat round head. And who's that in the middle? Who is that in the middle? Special needs Kamala Harris. It seriously looks like, it looks like Kamala Harris's Down syndrome sister after she got ran over by the special needs bus. Like this, I don't understand who he's painted there. So I did like that. I wanted to save that just for the terrible artwork. I have to cover this one, right? I've told you guys before, the BBC has this bizarre fascination with sexual deviancy. Again, I've never been one of these conservative people who's like, oh, we should police what people do in the bedroom. Like, I don't care. But they're making me side with them. Because they talk about how all this degeneracy and sexual fucking pill-popping sexual deviant scum that sort of runs the world. And you're like, haha, that's a bit stupid. Just because you're conservatives and you don't believe in like sex before marriage sort of thing. But they are always pushing like really weird sexual deviant shit. BBC's always on about, oh, let's have a threesome. Why not spend this Friday on your hands and knees outside a gay nightclub whilst 50 sailors jizz on you? Like, it's really weird how they're always pushing it. And there's this big story about, oh, I've got the world's first threesomes PhD. This is what I've learned. And then he just goes on to say about how fantastic it is. Threesomes are becoming more acceptable. It seems like their angle is always like, oh, you're happily married with kids? Nah. Fuck your wife off. Go and get jizzed on by two blokes. Like, I really don't understand what it is. So that's an old one that I've covered in the past, I'm sure. And then look what I clicked on this morning. Can bondage help to heal? Can it? Right, this is Bootneck's law. What is it, all my devoted followers? If the BBC asks you a question, the answer is always no. Can bondage help to heal? What do you fucking think? No. How does someone sticking a giant chromium dildo up your fucking ass, chaining your arms and legs to a wall and then whipping the shit out of you, how does that heal? How? It's not going to heal your shit locker. It's not going to heal when you've got big welts all over your back. And you'll probably fucking pull something. So don't tell me bondage helps to heal. It's not a question. It's a statement. Does bondage heal? No, it doesn't. Question answered. And again, they're still obsessed to make everything about LGBT. Let's ask gay people about fucking things because they're different from you. Yeah, progressive. It's progressive if you think they're all totally different from you. They might as well live on another planet. That's progressive. So we asked LGBT voters, can you imagine? I even think it's proper prejudice me. Like, it's literally like they've gone out in the streets and we're asking people about the Amy Coney Barrett's confirmation. And people are like, oh, I'll talk to you. And they're like, are you a fudge packer? Like, they want to know. Like, it's weird, isn't it? Do you put your cock in things that are the same sex as you? No, I don't. Well, fuck off then. Fuck off then. We need some. Bring the queers in. Bring the queer. Find me a leather. Like, what's progressive about that? What's progressive about that? I'm a live and let live type of guy. Let people do what they want, but you don't segregate the answers to your questions by sexuality, do you? Segregation is what it is. Find me a homo. What are you talking about? Just ask people their opinions. What do you mean, LG? Why do you have to segregate everybody? What they're going to do next? US election 2020. We talk to some darkies. Doesn't make any sense, and it is definitely not liberal or progressive. Darius Caldwell, in 5 words, what's at stake in this election? The foundation of our democracy. Well, he's been in charge 4 years, hasn't he? And we've still got a democracy. Still got a democracy. No one's been buried in the desert for disagreeing with the president. Still having elections. We've just fucking had one and he lost. What do you mean the foundation of our... Doesn't the fact that he's lost and you're now all being smug and partying on fucking Twitter, doesn't that simple fact prove that what you're saying is total shit? He's not a fascist or a dictator because you've just had a fucking election. They don't have elections. That's what makes them fascist, you dopey twat. So Darius knows fuck all. Describes himself as a recovering Republican as well. Like, they're just the scorn and hatred they have for these people. Recovering Republican. Like you're a paedophile if you disagree with the BBC. You might as well be a nonce, yeah? In fact, we know, don't we, because they're irredeemable and deplorable. So you've got rapists, pedos and murderers up there and Republicans down here somewhere, yeah? Because all of those people can be rehabilitated and released from prison. You're just fucking scum if you're a Republican. Scum. But don't forget, we can all be friends now. Now Biden's won the election. Yeah, after we spent 4 years ignoring the last one, and we've been calling you irredeemable fucking scum for 4 years. Don't forget, we'll all be friends now, yeah? All going to be mates, yeah? Unite the country, all be pals. Yeah, cheers then. Cheers. Che Jackson. In 5 words, what's at stake? Human rights and international power. We've still got human rights, haven't we? Anyone notice we haven't got them anymore? I'm sure we have. I'm sure the United States has still got human rights. I'm a human and I feel like I've still got rights. Well, these fucking people are lunatics. Che's a transgender college senior who aspires to work in human rights law. I'm sure he does. He's supporting the Democrats because he fears the further erosion of LGBT rights. The further erosion of LGBT rights. Yeah, so he's been in for 4 years, and what's he done? The only thing I can think of is he's banned trans people from the military. So that is literally it. So if you think him stopping you from getting your legs blown off in a distant conflict, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think he's done you a favour. There's also multiple military things to consider. The fact that trans women to men specifically, they have like weaker bones, weaker tendons, weaker joints, weaker cartilage, no less muscle mass, more fat. There's dozens of serious things to consider before you start sticking female to male trans people in the fucking Navy SEALs, right? There are scientific reasons for that. So that is the only thing that he's eroded. And there seems to be many, many reasonable reasons for it. So you're off your tits chased. He's doing you a favour and you hate him for it. Heidi from California. In 5 words, what's at stake in this election? Marriage equality and civil rights. Heidi is a single mother and an independent who casts her ballot based on who she thinks best serves the interests of everyday people. She's voting for Joe Biden. Oh, funny that. Is she really an independent? Really? Doesn't sound very independent. As a lesbian Latina. Yeah, because people that aren't far left collectivist ideologues, they always refer to themselves as lesbian Latina. I think if I was an independent lesbian, I happened to be a lesbian, and I happened to be Latina, I think I'd just say, hiya, my name's Heidi. I don't think I'd be like, lesbian Latina, you fucking go, girlfriend. Yeah, she's concerned about the direction the country may go under former. He's been in charge for 4 years. Every single thing you said that was going to happen was wrong. Nobody's not free. Nobody's getting locked up for being gay. He didn't push any disabled people off a bridge. Nothing you said was right. So you can't just fucking invent it now. Although maybe they can. Maybe they can. Communists love inventing fucking reality, don't they? Anyway, I've had enough. I've had enough of reading this fucking drivel. I can steel myself and push through normally, but after watching that nice old pensioner get shoved over in pursuit of the communist utopia, I am just fucking enraged. Like, seriously, it takes every fibre of my intellectual know-how to retain my humanity and not turn into a feral beast, just roaming round the streets, fucking eating from wheelie bins and posting dog shit through politicians' letterboxes. Like, it's just fucking horrendous. So yeah, there you go, BBC. Everything's fucked. You're not allowed to remember the most important people who literally gave everything they had to keep us as a free and fair democracy. And it's slipping away under a conservative government. You couldn't make it up, could you? Remember, folks, keep smiling. You have to cackle as the world burns down around you. And all we have to do is survive, you know, and then we can rise from the ashes, emaciated and in desperate need for a cold beer. But we will soldier on, because that's what the Brits do. Soldier on. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys very soon. Cheers.